students, our next topic is to study and verify the operation of T flip-flop here. See the circuit diagram here. I have used the IC 7474 here. It contains two D flip-flop. As you can see, the T flip-flop can be made using D flip-flop. In T flip-flop, output changes, that is, it toggles with every clock pulse, right? Here, pulsar switch is used instead of clock to understand the function of T flip-flop. Let's do the connections now. So here you can see this is IC 7474, right? And it contains two D flip-flop. We have to use the one D flip-flop to deduce the T flip-flop here, okay? And this is the pulsar switch here. You can see that just like the mono pulse in the digital IC trainer kit, this is a pulsar switch here, okay? I will press it and the clock is pressed and the output will change accordingly here, okay? Okay students, this is up to you whether you want to use the clock of 1 Hz or 10 Hz to give the clock to the circuit, or instead you can use the pulsar switch here, that is here, okay? You can use this pulsar switch to give the clock pulse to the circuit here, okay? So coming to the circuit connection, tell me the first step is to bias the circuit, okay? Biasing is done from pin number 14 to VCC and pin number 7 to the ground here. Let's just connect them. As you can see that biasing is done now, okay? Next step is connect the pin number 1 and pin number 4. I have told you earlier that pin number 1 and pin number 4 are for reset and set pins, and these are connected to the input parts here. Let's just connect them with the orange. Here see, this is from pin number 4. This is the set, and this is from pin number 1 here. You can see I have connected both of these wire to the input port here, okay? Next, input pin 2 is connected to the pin number 6 and the pin number 3 is connected to the clock here. This is the pulsar switch clock, okay? See here, from pin number 3 I have taken the black color wire, okay? And I am connecting it to the pulsar switch here, okay? Visible here? Now students, see, the pin number 2 is connected to pin number 6. Let's just connect it with the orange color wire, and from 6 we have given the Q bar to the output port here. Clear? So students, as you can see, from pin number 2 I have taken this orange color wire and I have to connect it to pin number 6 here, okay? I have connected it to pin number 6 here. From pin number 2, you can see the connections are made. Next, I have taken the blue color wire here. From pin number 6, I am connecting it to the output port. This is the output port Q note bar, okay? This gives the output Q note bar here, okay? Now we have to provide the Q note output, and this will be provided from the pin number 5 here, okay? I am again taking the blue color wire here and connecting it to the output port. Okay students, you can see I have used the blue color wire here from the pin number 5. I have connected it to the output port, okay? So see here, this is the Q note part and this is Q note bar part. Clear? Now we have to verify this truth table, okay? This says the set and the reset pins are high here and the clock will be given. When we give the clock pulse here, the Q note and Q note bar both will toggle here, okay? This truth table says that when reset and set pins are high and clock pulse is given, then our Q note and Q note bar, okay, this is Q note bar, the Q note and Q note bar will toggle here. Let's just see it. So here I am switching on this circuit, okay? You can see that this is the green light here, red light. This red light shows the pulse is high or low. Okay, this pulse is high. Okay, and these are the output ports here. Clear? So we have to provide both the reset and set pins at high. Okay, so we are providing reset pin high and set pin high. You can see the LED is of red color now for the set and the reset. These both are given high logic here. See the output here. Okay, it says that when I press the clock pulse, it will toggle. Okay, and it doesn't depend upon the input here. Whatever be the input, it doesn't depend upon the input here. So if I press the clock pulse, I am pressing the clock pulse, you can see it is toggling. You can see it is toggling. Okay, with every clock pulse, the Q0 and Q0 bar are toggling. So this satisfies the T flip-flop here. Clear? I hope you remember that we have done the realization of T. We have done the realization of T flip-flop from the D flip-flop. I have shown you in your theory class that how to deduce the T flip-flop from the D flip-flop, right? So here you can see we have to connect the input to the output port. Okay, if you remember this will be easy. The input port is connected to the output port. See here, when the reset and set both pins are high, when we give the input D to high, the output is high. When we give logic 0 to D flip-flop, then our output is low. But here in the T flip-flop, both the reset and set pins are high, but it doesn't depend upon the input here. The input of the D flip-flop can be high or low, it doesn't matter. It just depends upon the clock pulse which we apply to the circuit here, the clock pulse ultimately provides the output as a toggle output here.